Hi there, my name is Jack Scholes. I'm English and I'm a teacher, teacher trainer and writer of materials for English language teaching. Welcome to For Real. For Real is a new course, it's an exciting new series in 3 levels from elementary, pre-intermediate and intermediate, and it has been specifically written for teens and young adults. Now, many teacher friends of mine ask me, how can I motivate my students? Motivation is, of course, the key to successful teaching and learning. So how can you motivate your students, especially at this level? Well, first of all, I think you need to have rich, up-to-date materials with up-to-date language and the kind of language that young people are using in English-speaking countries. You also need to have topics which are of interest to students at this level and this age, of course. The emphasis has to be on communication. If you ask young learners, young adult learners, why they are learning English or what they really want to do with English, I'm sure they'll tell you they want to do things in English that they do in their native language. So it has to be communicative. The emphasis has to be on communication and the kind of language that is typical of young people at that age in English-speaking countries. For Real develops all the 4 skills, of course, and one area which is particularly important is reading. Now, I know many teachers complain that students don't read, but in fact, they do read a lot. They may not be reading the classical literature that we would like them to read, like Shakespeare in the original, but you know, they are reading a lot. They're reading on the internet especially. They read things like text messages. So if we provide the students with stimulating articles, photo stories, emails, blogs, stories that link to their real lives, then for sure they will be motivated and interested. What about grammar? Grammar, of course, is very important. The grammar in For Real is clearly presented with lots of extensive practice, and it's explored using both deductive and inductive methods. What the authors have done is something very interesting. They've taken basically a grammar syllabus and they've weaved it with functional objectives. So it's not really grammatically related, it's performance related. It's what you can do with that language. Let me give you an example. The grammar, by the way, is all based on the CEF, the Common European Framework. So let's take an example. You have a function which is making requests. For example, household chores. You know, those jobs in the home that adolescents love to do, of course. Making a request then is the function. The grammar I need for that is a verb plus an object plus the infinitive. For example, I want you to do the washing up. Okay? So they learn the grammar weaved in with functional objectives. Now, another area that's very important for students to be motivated at this age level is to promote learner independence. Encourage the students to evaluate their own performance. Now, again, in For Real, what you have is based on the CEF. The students themselves will be able to evaluate in a very positive and realistic way how they are learning. So it's not that they are expected to be native-like speakers or listeners or readers, not native-like, but at the level of CEF at which they are learning. And they are given the opportunity to say about themselves things I can do now, and the only 3 alternatives are very well, okay, with difficulty. Okay? Now, many students at this age level prepare for examinations like the Cambridge examinations or Trinity, and For Real offers you preparation for these examinations and specific skills that are needed. But it's very interesting that whether you're going to take the examination or not, what you learn are very useful and relevant communicative competences which will serve you well whether you take the examinations or not. CLIL, CLIL, stands for Content and Language Integrated Learning. This is an area which is of great interest to many schools and teachers, and this is available in the For Real series. What you do basically is you have content subjects like geography or science or history, and you learn about those subjects through the medium of the English language. So at the same time as you learn about the subject, you develop all your language skills. What about for the teachers? Very specifically for teachers, this new series For Real has everything you could possibly need. Very detailed teacher book, of course. You have lots of extra material like tests and resources. You have all the audiovisual material. You have DVDs. And if you have the interactive whiteboard in your schools, you also have the interactive books which you can use for the interactive whiteboards. So, simply to sum up, with For Real, you have motivation, which is the key to success, and you have F for flexibility, O for options, R for real language, another R for recycling, E for exam practice, A, you have all you need, for L, your learners motivated. Thank you very much. Enjoy.